guys, Pete from Mixcat Reboot IT. I got another example of a HP laptop that's having that screen issue. This is a graphic issue, actually comes off of the motherboard, so we have to resolder that chip setback for the video. This is a DV6000 series, and if you see my DV9000, it's very much the same as that fix. We're going to actually pull this whole laptop apart and reseat back that BGA video chipset. And as you can see, he is a DV6000. It's white, same with the black one. They make a silver one, a couple different models of this. They actually paid some good money for this. This is the popped up version of it. Comes with all the bells and whistles. AMD chipset in here and NVIDIA video. And I'm going to pull this apart and show you how we fix it. Thanks, guys. Okay, all the screws on the bottom come out. Underneath the battery, you're going to see a bunch of screws, silver screws that need to pop out, and that's actually for this power switch assembly. Be careful with it. There's actually two little ribbon cables that are under here, and they break real easy. So again, be careful. For more details, take a look at my DV9000 fix, and I go through detail on how I pull these apart. Okay, on the back of this, it's got little clips for those ribbons, and we just kind of pull it to the front and pull out that little ribbon cable. There it goes. And again, be really gentle with these because they have a tendency to break. And we got a little connector for the speakers. That's going to pop out. There it goes. That comes out. And now the keyboard. Just pull forward the same. You got two little clips. They pull forward, and then the keyboard comes out. Now I got a couple screws we got to take out. We have to take out this is for the web camera. We got the pigtails for the wireless. That's going to come off on the other side. Something I did want to point out is this is where the wireless card went, and this is where that optional Bluetooth would go. These two hex nuts actually have to come out, and you're going to use like a needle nose to pull that out, or a hex driver would be fine. But if you don't pull these out, it's actually connected to the board. You won't be able to get this bottom plastic off. Okay, we took the wireless pigtails out, and this is again for the webcam. If your model doesn't have a webcam, then obviously this cable is not going to be there. That pops up, and this was the power switch, and then you had the other control switch there. These two have to come off the board. And okay, the next thing we're going to do after this is actually take out the screws for the LCD because the monitor is going to come off as well. Okay, took the screws off for the hinges, and that pops off. Next thing we're going to do here is this back piece of plastic actually has to come off. And be careful right over there in the hinge because it's a thin piece of plastic and can easily break. Got a couple left here in the bottom, but I got those. There we are. Alright, that snaps up, and now we're going to take this palm rest off. And that's for the touchpad that I'm pulling out, just making sure that don't rip. Okay, now we have access to the board. There's a couple screws in here that have to come out, as well as a little ribbon that goes in there. This little receptacle for the remote, that's going to come out also. And then we're going to pop this up and take a look at the video. And as always, I use normal screwdrivers. I don't like to use the motorized ones because they do tend to over torque. And then you end up stripping out screws. Alright, that pops out. And now we're going to move on to the board. There's that one screw. And I'm going to tip this up a little bit, and right in the front here, hopefully you guys can get a good shot of that, is that cable that goes in. I just put a screwdriver behind it, and I pull forward, and that little blade connector comes out. And I think we're pretty close here. We just kind of tip this up, and we have a power connector that needs to come out. And another cable. And we got him. That's it. We'll put him aside. Oh, look at the dirt on that. So I'm going to clean out this heatsink to keep it nice and cool. I'm going to make up a copper shim for this the video chipset. Also going to heat them up and sit it back down on the board, and I'll show you how that goes. Okay, very important. You want to open this up. I took all the little screws out, and you're going to clean out the heatsink. Because again, you got one little arm that's actually connecting up to the CPU and the video. So this has to be clean so it can breathe good and keep everything cool. We are going to add more copper to this. That way it could really cool down the system a lot more effectively than the factory spec. But yeah, take a look at that. That's pretty typical when we get these in. They're usually pretty dirty in there. So while you have the opportunity and the laptop's all apart, pull it apart. You can use a vacuum. I'm going to use a wire brush and really clean that up nice, and it'll keep it cooling properly and make sure it don't overheat. Here's what I use to clean them out. Just a cheap little Home Depot wire brush, and it cleans it like new. That's it. You don't need any fancy canned air or anything like that. Just kind of brush it out. It comes out nice. I also brush the other side just to get this clean of compound. Also rubbing alcohol and a little bit of like a towel or something. You can brush that out nicely. And we're going to actually put new thermal coolers, copper, cut to that size with some new compound. Okay, here's a good shot of the motherboard on my aluminum casing. In my other video with the DV9000, you'll see I have my aluminum can that I cut out. And I'm also going to put this real heavy-duty aluminum. It's a little bit thicker than what they have in the heavy-duty tinfoil. It's a little bit thinner than a can though. And what I do is I line these all the way around the chip, and then I put this on top just to dissipate the heat so I don't actually burn anything on the board while we're heating that chip up. Same process like last time. Okay, what I typically do is rub this down with a little alcohol, just 70% alcohol, with a toothbrush. I go over the chip on top, also the video, and around it, just to clean up any of the crud that might be on there. And just a regular paper towel, napkin, whatever you got. We'll let that dry up, and I'm going to cut that shim to size. Mil-spec thermal compound, real good stuff. And my nice shiny copper shim. There we are. Isn't that beautiful? Cut right to size. Okay, what I did here was just kind of put everything back into the case without screwing down, just so I can test to see if we're getting video. I hooked up the power supply, and I'm going to give a whack at it with the power supply here. Hopefully we get video. Hopefully you guys can see. Hey, we got video, HP. Beautiful, it's fixed. CMOS error, that's okay. We'll go into the BIOS and correct that. I actually pull out the CMOS battery so it doesn't short out. So all we have to do is correct the date and time, and we're in good shape. Okay guys, only thing we have to do now is put it all back together. So everything that you've seen, just basically do in reverse. If you want us to actually fix your laptop, we have a flat rate for all our YouTubers. It's $125. We'll take care of this video issue. Put in that copper shim, and that $125 also includes the return shipping. So again, a flat rate fix, and we'll get you up and running. Alright, okay, here's that little socket on the side. That just kind of pops in there, and there's a couple screws that hold it down. I've got a bucket of screws that comes out of this 6000. It's amazing. HP quality. the LCD on here. And all in all, top to bottom, this is about a 2-hour to 2.5-hour job. I like to test it for another 2 hours, just run it on the bench with some bench testing software, just to make sure that on a full video load and CPU load, it holds up. But I've done many of these fixes, and they really do run quite a bit cooler than they do stock with the copper shim and the better thermal compound. Makes all the difference. There's the ribbon for the LCD, and we're going to retrace all these cables here. It's all going to go through the aluminum. Alright, just retracing all these ribbon cables. And the keyboard. Okay, there's the ribbon cables for that half, and can't forget him. I believe this is for the microphone. You can see from the bottom here, this one's a little bit beat up. Looks like they left it in something, maybe coffee. I'll try to clean that up for them. But yeah, just a couple screws on the bottom here. We're going to put our wireless card back in, as well as those pigtails. Our hard drive, and that's CD-ROM, and that's about it. We're done. All right, only thing left to do is turn it on and see how it works. And I really appreciate comments and suggestions. I got a lot of great feedback on that DV9000 series, and that's why I'm doing the 6000. Even had competition call us up and ask us some pointers. I have no problem giving out information. That's how you learn. And there's plenty of broken laptops out there where everyone can make some money, so I definitely do not mind. Just bear with me, guys. There we go. Alright, Windows Vista's coming up, so we're looking good. We're in good shape. Only thing left is to call the customer. Hope you enjoyed that. Next couple videos I'm going to do, if you stay tuned, I'm going to do the Compaq series, the 500 and the 700 that also has issues. But yeah, stay tuned. And thanks for your comments and suggestions.